to be honest. To be a 14-year-old and to swim in something as big as Olympics, I was extremely lucky that I had great people around me. My parents were great, my coach was great. They pretended that the Olympics was just a normal meet, community swim meet. There's just a lot of TV cameras and a lot of people in the stands. But I bought into that. I was like, okay, yeah, it's just a normal swim meet. And so I went and I swam, I did well. I won a gold and 2 silvers at that meet. The big change really was when I came home. So much was different, and I was just going into my sophomore year of high school, and I don't know, for me, all I wanted to do was fit in and blend in, not stand out, not have that extra attention on me, and people like, you know, I was called, oh, she's that swimmer chick. I was like, I'm Amanda. Like, you know, like, reporters followed me into school, and they wanted to, you know, watch me going to science class and things like that, and I'm like, you honestly don't want to see this. This is extremely boring. Just like, leave me alone. And so the transition of being this Olympic athlete and then trying to blend back into high school was difficult. It took a while till things kind of like calmed down and people got over it.
So now, in the book, when you were at the Olympics at 14 years old in Atlanta, is when you went out. In the book, it talks about how you went out with the older athletes and ended up in a bar.
Yeah.
You thought it was going to be a restaurant, and it ended up being a bar. And so that was the first time you had alcohol.
Yeah. I know, crazy, 14. The thing is you're a 14-year-old, and you really don't know much of... I can speak for who I was as a 14-year-old, and I didn't know much. I was a very naive little 14-year-old girl. So the people around me should have been smarter, but at the same time, I don't even know how I even got myself into that situation, and I should have been smarter. But somehow I wound up in a bar, and I had a glass of alcohol, and the amount of guilt that I had after that was just ridiculous. I just felt like I was this horrible person for going out and doing something like that.
And that amazes me that they didn't even question how old you were, because I know you
if
were
you've
saying
seen
that
pictures
you were
from me when I was 14, I was 90 pounds, 5 feet, teeny tiny, like little tiny girl, and no one questioned it or carded me or anything. I have no idea. It was not